Hey everyone, this is PM Sport Talk, the father and son duo podcast. I'm your host Preston, alongside my father Mike and Dad. How are we doing today?
Hey, I'm doing great. Did you know history was made again last night in sports? Let's get into it.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, my sleep schedule might be a little messed up for the rest of this week, but we'll get into that later. Let's start off with some college football. Why don't we? It was sort of a quiet week, I'd say. There was some news though again. And there were some good games, but let's just take a look at them. First off, we got the big game, which led to some big news in Death Valley. Texas A&M and LSU, straight dominance from Texas A&M over the Tigers. And Dad, this led to the firing of LSU head coach Brian Kelly. And I will say that I don't think this is a loss that LSU fans will mind that much, because this is long time overdue. And it was only a matter of time until Kelly was heading out of Baton Rouge.
Yeah, this is kind of a make or break it season for him, and 5-3 just does not cut it. Absolutely waxed Saturday night by Texas A&M, totally dominated. I don't even think that score is as bad as that score is. I think the play was even worse. He was just a bad fit right from the get-go, Brian Kelly. It just doesn't fit in down there. If you saw his press conference when he got hired, he tried to talk in this Cajun Southern accent and it was just corny and just off-putting, and right from the get-go, he just didn't fit in down there in the South. And he's a decent coach, but just the fit wasn't there. And he's not the greatest guy either.
He's a joke of a human being.
He treats the media bad, and
sounds like he treats his players bad too.
Yeah, so
this guy is made out of headlines that you don't want.
If you watched that game Saturday night, there was I think it was a punt return. I can't remember exactly if LSU was receiving or if they punted. Anyway, it ended up bad. And he's over there screaming at his special teams coach, saying, you could read his lips, saying, this is why you won't have a job, or something like to that extent, on the sideline. I mean, no class. Obviously, he was feeling the pressure because he probably knew that if he lost that game, he was getting fired himself, or had a good idea. But that's just how he is. He's always doing stuff like that, and
he's the guy who doesn't know what the word accountability means.
Yeah, no, he never takes accountability. Always blames it on somebody else.
There's always someone to blame. Like, if you look at guys like Aaron Rodgers and you think his name blaming is bad, take a look at this guy. It's far worse.
Yeah, so yeah, they got rid of him, but it's like they owe him like $50 million or something. I don't know if that's what he'll end up getting, but it's crazy what these college coaches make. And then, they buy, when I forget how long his contract was, but they got to pay him all that money. And anyway, but they didn't care. They just he just doesn't fit. And they're about winning championships in LSU, and he's just not doing it. And
he's not even making the playoffs.
He's not even making the playoffs. 3 losses, especially this early in the season, just doesn't cut it down there. A team that was, yeah. So, yeah.
To shade because he doesn't deserve any recognition as much as the quarterback for the other team, Marcel Reed. You were telling me how you think this guy should be included in Heisman talks.
Yeah, I think he will. I mean, I said that without even looking at his stats, but I've watched him play 2 games this year against 2 good teams, Notre Dame and LSU, and he was the best player on the field, in my opinion, in both those games. And
minus the picks in this one.
Yeah, I mean, but he still makes mistakes. But he's a difference maker, and maybe he's not a Heisman guy. Maybe he doesn't have the stats for that, but he's a difference maker. And winning time, he comes through, and I like what I see from him. He's only a sophomore too. It's not. I mean,
Crazy, yeah.
so
He was we first saw him last year when Wegman got benched, and this guy stepped up.
yeah, and he played pretty well. Of course, he made mistakes, but
He's a young
you
player.
can see the talent there, and I mean, he's got at least another year. He can't go in the draft this year, so
Say
sky's the limit, I would say.
we got to watch out for the Aggies in these playoffs. Not only do they have great passing attack, I think what makes their offense is their rushing. They have always been a pound and ground school these past couple of years. And when you can balance the passing and the running, especially when you have a quarterback who can move his feet a little bit, it's going to work really well.
Yeah, and their defense is very good, and
They've always had, I feel,
their
defense.
I mean, unless they fall off a cliff, they're going to be in the playoff. They could, if they win out and win the SEC, they could be the number one team.
Number 3 right now, in the country. So, lots of positives right now, riding high in Texas A&M. Now, let's move on to another good game from sort of the evening, Alabama, South Carolina.
Yeah, like I said, there wasn't very many good games, but that was, I think, probably the best game. For a South Carolina team that's kind of underachieving this year, they expected to have a better year than this. Lenore Sellers had all this preseason hype, and it just hasn't worked out this year for them.
He's also been injured quite a bit, and I think the problem with this South Carolina team is their offensive line. I think right now, if I remember correctly, Lenora Sellers is either the or one of the most sacked quarterbacks in college football right now. So the injuries are not really that surprising.
Yeah, but they went toe to toe with Alabama.
Took a late touchdown to win it.
Actually outplayed them. I thought key play was a turnover. Sellers fumbled there trying to. His knee was just barely off the ground there when he got tackled and that was the turning point. And it was, Alabama does what they do. They always seem to, under Nick Saban, a game like this, you just knew they were going to win. You always had that feeling they were behind, but you always knew they're going to make a play near the end and they're going to win the game. And with Kalen DeBoer, you didn't have that feeling last year, even at the beginning of this year, but I'm starting to get that feeling again from Alabama that they're just going to find a way to win a game. And they did that here. I mean, like I said, South Carolina went toe-to-toe for them, pretty even game, right down the board. If you look at the stats, they're almost dead even. And
got a lot of contenders right now for this SEC championship right now.
SEC is loaded.
Alabama, A&M, Georgia, Ole Miss, maybe Texas if they can climb back into it.
Vanderbilt's not out of it yet either.
Yeah, I mean there are so many teams in this SEC.
A bunch of them are going to play each other, so it's going to they're going to kind of weed each other out a little bit. But yeah, who knows? In for an exciting final third of the season, I guess we are at now. Maybe.
Yep.
Yeah. So SEC as usual delivers. It always does. They always have that 6 to 8 teams that seem to be right there, and it's crazy. The other conferences can't say that. The other conferences, Big Ten, all of them, they'll have 3 teams that are really good, but the rest of the conference won't be that good. Not the SEC. At least half of that conference is always really good, and that's why it's the best conference.
So Alabama takes a big one against South Carolina. And I guess the only other game that's kind of worth mentioning is Missouri and Vanderbilt, a ranked match, 2 SEC teams. And this came down to the final play where the Missouri's game-tying Hail Mary ended up short at the 1-yard line. This was a nice little – there wasn't much scoring, but it was close. And Missouri now – the big news for them, they'll be without their starting quarterback, Bo Brisket, for what it looks like the rest of the season.
Yeah, big blow for Missouri. They're kind of on the outside looking in now. So, but a big game for win for Vanderbilt. Top 10 ranking.
Diego Pavia, once again, before this game and pregame, was doing victory formation snaps.
Really? He lucked out in this one, I guess, because they kind of got. I mean, if you look at the yardage, Missouri outgained them by quite a bit there. But I watched a little bit of this game. I didn't watch enough of it to get a really good feel. But hats off to Vanderbilt. Top 10. I mean, you can't say that about them very often. So
right.
I don't expect them to make the playoff, but still a really good season. You can't sneeze on that one.
So Vanderbilt takes this one 17-10. College football was kind of a dud this week. Missouri and Texas was a good game as well. Or excuse me, Mississippi State and Texas. Blown lead by Mississippi State, comes back to bite them in overtime.
Manning had a good game for a change. Had some pretty good stats till he got knocked out with a concussion there at the end, I don't know when, in the fourth quarter, wasn't it? But he had like over 300 yards passing at 3 or 4 touchdowns. So good game for him. Just goes to show you, Mississippi State, I mean, they're a tough out. You'll look at that and say, oh, Texas isn't very good. No, Mississippi State's been doing that to everybody this year.
I also forgot Ole Miss and Oklahoma played, and Ole Miss ended up winning that one by 8 as well.
That was a good game all the way through. I'm still not sold on Mississippi, even though they won that game. Mateer still is not right from that hand injury. You can just tell. He's not the same guy.
Aren't they down to 3 losses now?
2.
Yeah, so
I mean, they're not going to make it. But
you might want to consider, if you start to lose a little bit more, shutting down Mateer for next year. Or is he a senior?
I'm not sure. He might be a senior.
If he's a senior, okay. Yeah. Well, Oklahoma, they definitely are looking out. They definitely are looking in from out right now, but they got to run the table if they want a chance.
They have a brutal schedule too. They're like Florida. They have like the toughest schedule going, and I mean,
Tennessee, Alabama, Missouri, LSU.
I mean, how do you expect to win? I mean, if you won 2 of those games, you're doing good.
I expect them to beat Missouri. Looking at that one,
maybe Tennessee, but
honestly, do not count. LSU's got one heck of a defense.
And when a coaching change is made, sometimes that inspires a team to go on a little run too. So
yeah,
you never know.
Honestly, I expect them to beat Missouri. They have a chance against Tennessee, but Bama, they probably will not lose or will not win that game.
No.
And LSU, that's going to be a little trap match or whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, so they're not going to make the playoff. Too tough a schedule, but still a good year for them. They got derailed when he got hurt. If he doesn't get hurt, sky's the limit for that team.
Completely different team, yeah.
That defense is really good. So, but
there's your college football for the week. Now, we're gonna actually head over to NFL next. We usually save it for last, but I feel like it's fitting that we have to save the World Series for our last of our talks this week. So, in the NFL, we started out on Thursday.
Horrible schedule.
Started out on Thursday. Vikings and Chargers. That was not even worth going over, besides the fact that the Vikings will be without Carson Wentz for the rest of the year. He was grimacing, playing through that shoulder injury. Decided after the game to get surgery on it, and this was just a dominant Chargers win and a horrible start to the week.
This is probably one of the worst weekends of NFL football that I've seen in a long, long time.
Yeah.
There was one good game out of all of them.
Jets and Bengals.
That's it. Steelers, I mean, we'll get to it. I'll let you go. But
Dolphins and Falcons, that was a blowout. Tua had a great game. Falcons were without Michael Penix. Kirk Cousins was back in for a while, and he's done. He's done.
All this talk, these teams that need a quarterback, trade for Kirk Cousins. And I'm like, even before this game, I'm like, why? He's done. And you saw it in this game. He's completely done. Nobody's trading for Kirk Cousins.
Isn't it crazy? Before this game, Tua Tagovailoa came into it with a swollen eye. He woke up with a swollen eye, and he didn't throw a single pick and threw 6 incompletions the entire game.
Yeah, 4 touchdowns.
So
after having a brutal week
guess he works better with one eye. I don't know.
I know, because the last 2 weeks he was horrible. So who knows?
He also didn't play. He also played a not so great Falcons defense. The Falcons defense, their future's bright. I just think that secondary is absolutely horrible. Bates, you have 2 good guys in that secondary, in my opinion. It's Terrell and Bates, but the rest of that defense is Pickens.
The Atlanta Falcons are going to be one of the hardest teams to figure out in the league.
They are definitely the most bipolar team. How do you go from beating teams like the Buffalo Bills, beating teams like you had no problem against the Vikings early in the year? They look good with their tough defense.
Then they get between beating.
You get blown out by teams like the Panthers, the Dolphins.
Makes no sense.
And then they go on Sunday night the following week after they play the Bills, and they lose to San Fran. They are definitely a weird team. I honestly look at that game, and I don't think Michael Penix makes that much of a difference.
Yeah, I don't know.
I just think
they're weird.
They looked really bad in that game. They're a weird team. That's about it. We'll go now to other games though. In that 1 o'clock window, obviously, the best game from this week was definitely Jets and Bengals. I did not get to catch watching this game. I was at work. I get off my shift, and I see the New York Jets win their first game of the year. And let me just say, it was a great week for Breece Hall. He was the story of this one.
Yeah, him and Fields played great too. Like you, I was in the car listening to it on the radio, taking our daughter to a cheer competition, and the Jets were down by 2 touchdowns in that fourth quarter, I believe. And all of a sudden, I had to turn the radio off to go inside, and then I check my phone and I see that the Jets have just beat the Bengals. I'm like, what happened there? How did they get the ball back? Because last night I knew they had scored, and then, excuse me, this night I got the ball back, but somehow, unlike the Steelers the week before, who couldn't stop them, the Jets did stop, excuse me, the Bengal offense.
So look at this. The score heading into the fourth quarter was 16 New York and 31 Bengals. The New York Jets in the fourth quarter, 23 points.
Yep.
Bengals only 7. And it's crazy. Aaron Glenn in his interview before the week, I'm not going to say who the quarterback is yet because I don't want the other team to have an advantage. The game-winning throw was not from Justin Fields, was not from Tyrod Taylor, but instead it was from Breece Hall, the running back.
Yeah, it's just the irony of it right there. Even though Fields played really well up to that point, but trick play. I still haven't seen the play. I got to be honest with you. I have a feeling we might see it at the end of our broadcast here, but or our podcast, I should say. But yeah, the Jets were playing. They got called out by their owner, which is unusual.
He called
out Fields.
He called out Fields, and he may not show it in these interviews because Fields. Say what you want about his game. He's definitely one of the more humble quarterbacks in the league. He's probably just gonna take that into himself, his mindset, and let it show on the field.
Yeah, so he was fired up from that, and then I don't know if it was that day. I think it was that day or day before or whatever. Nick Mangold
passed away.
Who was a legendary Jet.
I think it was actually the morning.
Sunday
morning.
41, had cancer disease, and there was a big story a couple weeks ago how he was looking for a donor and all this. And I don't think anybody realized that it was that dire that fast. He never did find a kidney donor, I guess, and passed away. But he's only 41 years old, but he was a part of that Jet team that made it to 2 straight AFC Championship games and was a really heart and soul of that team, a beloved Jet. And
he was
so they were inspired by that too.
He's definitely Rex Ryan. He's on the ESPN countdown. Gut wrenching what he had to say, but
yeah,
he told a great story about how Rex Ryan came out to coach a game and he kind of knew he was getting fired after the game because the season was about to end, and Mangold had some serious injury. Came up to Rex and was like, "I'm playing for you, coach." And yeah, that kind of just shows the type of guy he is.
Yeah,
been a lot of heartbreaking passings in the recent NFL. I mean, last week on Sunday, Doug Martin, former Buccaneers running back, passed away.
Yeah, unfortunately, there's always stories like that, and guys go way too young. Both those guys were very young.
They were, yeah. 41 Mangold, I think he was. Yeah, I think 36 was Martin.
He was only 36, yeah. So, yeah, it's horrible. But the Jets were inspired by that, I believe, and, very fitting fashion got their first win of the season.
I think there was not a better week to do it than this week right here.
Yeah. So.
Too much going on. Yeah, Fields, I just feel really good for him. I mean, Woody Johnson is just he may have I don't see him as a guy to say that to try to fire up his team. I just think that's a straight up idiot.
No, he didn't do it to fire. He's an idiot anyway. He's a horrible owner. What he said was kind of right, but the fact that he said it, you can't say that. And under his ownership, the Jets have been a laughing stock. So
the way he
can't say anything.
The way he put it with like, well, it's hard to succeed if you're Aaron Glenn when you have a quarterback like that. I honestly think Aaron Glenn would be upset that he put it like that.
I'm sure he was. I'm sure he said. I'm sure he talked to Fields about it in private. I'm sure he did.
Glenn?
Yeah. There's no way he didn't.
That's his quarterback, and I'm sure seeing how Aaron Glenn gets fired up on those sidelines, he seems like a player's coach. I'm sure he wanted to let Fields know like he can say what he wants, but I'm in your corner, or that's your job, right? As a coach.
Yeah. So, I mean, they don't have much choice. I mean, they don't really have anybody. Tyrod Taylor's not the answer. So, either you get Fields going, or obviously they're probably going to draft a quarterback at the end of the season anyway. But
right now you got to focus on this season. Now you're 0-7, but you never know.
Hey, Dan Campbell, when he took over the Lions, they had won like just a couple, 2 or 3 games his first year. Now look at it. So
yeah, like you see these coaches fail sometimes in their first couple of years, and based on how the players respond to them, you know that either okay, like this is not gonna work, you're a one and done, or maybe let's let it ride, have some patience.
The good organizations don't fire these guys after their first year. The Jets are notorious for doing that. I don't think they'll do it this time. I think they're going to stick with Aaron Glenn. If they, I don't care how the rest of the season goes, as long as they're playing hard for him and all that. Wins and losses don't really matter at this point for them. They're probably better not winning so they can get a high draft pick.
Yeah.
But if the Jets are typically a team that would fire him after that, because that's what they are. They're a losing organization. But the good teams, they give these guys chances, and they don't just fire them after 1 year. You give them 3 years, and
2 to 3 years, yeah.
You have to. And let's see what the Jets do. I don't expect them to fire him, but nothing would surprise me when it comes to Woody Johnson. He's just not a good owner. So
yeah. I mean, good for the Jets. Got their first one of the year. Bills.
That was it for the weekend.
Yeah.
There's not much else.
I mean, just some injury news. The Giants.
That was horrible.
They are going to be without Cam Scatterbo for the rest of this year. That was a gruesome injury, and it honestly was heartbreaking. I mean, see a guy who loves to go out there, play football, put his body on the line every week. Sucks. The Eagles, though, as far as the game went, there were a couple questionable calls from this one that were really, really fishy.
The good old tush push.
The tush push. Kayvon Thibodeau made one heck of a play, forcing the fumble, recovering it, but the forward progress, it was the
whistle
dumbest
hadn't
whistle.
blown either.
It was the dumbest whistle ever. I mean,
well, the whistle didn't blow.
How can you make the argument that the whistle blew if it didn't blow yet? He's still moving. His body didn't touch the ground.
When they're on the goal line and they're trying to get him in, they let that play go forever to see if he gets in. Watch how many times we've seen that where the pile is just barely moving. Finally, he's over the goal line. Touchdown. Now, all of a sudden, his forward progress is stopped after like 2 seconds. Anybody with half a brain that knows anything about football that watched that knows that was a turnover.
And the Giants got screwed.
Whether that changes the outcome of the game, I have no idea. But that's why I think this play after this season is done. It's been every single weekend there's something wrong with it. There's false starts that aren't called on it constantly. We had one against Pittsburgh last week, and the Eagles are their guards are constantly moving before that ball is snapped. And
nothing
happens. That play has got to go. If they can't officiate that play properly, then it has to be banned. Because I'm not one for saying, because the other team can't stop it, you have to ban it. But when it's not reffed right, if they can't officiate that play consistently, when we can see the fans can see offensive linemen moving like a full second before the ball is snapped, but the refs can't, then the play's got to do something about this play. Because
I agree. Action needs to be taken. Whether you have you need to do something. If these officials cannot make these easy calls on this play and go off of the rule book, something's got to be done. I don't
know if they can't. Can they not see? I can understand them not seeing where the ball is because it's really hard, but not in this instance because it was right there.
Thibodeau, he got asked about it. He kind of gave the normal. Yeah, I think it was BS. Brian Burns kind of told him, "Yeah, dude, you're gonna get fined." And he was like, "Oh yeah, great call by the officials." And then also there was a weak offensive pass interference called in this one as well. I don't know if you caught that one. Most weak push off I've seen called in a while, but
yeah,
lots of controversy from that one. As far as the rest goes,
well, we got to talk about. I want to talk about the Steelers game a little bit. Steelers are up by 9 at halftime, and then the defense just falls apart. But there was some awful officiating in this game too. Oh my God. The Steelers, I think it was the opening drive of the half in the third quarter. Steelers got the ball first, up 9. The Packers defensive player jumps in and makes contact long before the ball is snapped.
And it wasn't called.
Wasn't called. Rodgers thinks he has a free play. So he's throwing the ball deep, or kind of deep, over the middle. And, he didn't get it. So he's like, it's going to be 3rd and 5 now instead of 3rd and 10. No, they don't call it. How do all those refs miss that? He made contact.
That was horrible.
It was sometimes when they just jump in the neutral zone and get back. No, he made contact with the offensive player.
At the very least, a flag needs to be thrown there.
How did you not see that? And then there's some...
Sean Hockley's crew, who's known for throwing a flag every single freaking play. How do you miss that?
Yeah. Of all the times not to throw one, that's the one they pick. And then there's some questionable... there was a push-off on... Tucker Kraft, I thought, pushed off on Porter one time on one of those jump balls that, or was it Deshaun Elliott he pushed off? One of those guys that was that didn't get called. And, the Steelers deserved to lose. They didn't play. Their defense played horrible in the second half. But those calls certainly didn't help matters any. And
Nope.
The reffing is just, this is the worst I've seen the reffing. I think this year has been the worst. I know we say that every year, but God, usually by now, this point of the season, the reffing has kind of gotten better.
Tightened up,
yeah. Not this year. It's still brutal. They don't know what they're doing. I don't know if they have a bunch of new new linesmen and stuff or what. I don't know. But.
I mean, reffing's horrible. Let's be honest. But yeah, I think nothing is going to change with this officiating if action isn't taken against these refs. You see, all these leagues are starting to. The ref in the SEC who was officiating the Auburn-Georgia game with the Kirby Smart clapping, he's done for the rest of the year. I don't care how short you are on refs. Promote somebody else. This stuff needs to start happening. This is getting ridiculous. Especially, I'm not just saying this because the Steelers game. We've seen it league-wide.
Yeah, it's every
just the Giants game. We were just talking about it. I mean, how do you miss that?
I mean, these guys get graded, but all that does, the grading that these refs get, is at the end of the year, the refs with the better grade get the playoff games.
Who cares?
But the other refs, it's not like they stop reffing. They keep reffing the whole season.
Yeah.
So, I mean, yeah, I don't know what you can do about it, but it's gotten really bad.
Refs need to, I think I'm going as far to say refs need to start getting suspended for games. Nothing is going to change. You may say I'm jumping to, but we've seen this over years and years and years, and nothing's changed. It's not like it's still, obviously you're never going to have a perfect ref, right? You're going to miss calls, but when it's constantly getting worse, and not getting a little bit of improvement every single year.
I don't. The judgment calls are one thing. We all get upset with, like pass interference. Sometimes is a judgment call.
Yeah,
you can live with those, but the blatant ones like the offsides and all that stuff that you miss constantly, those are the ones that you're like, when they make those kind of mistakes, something's got to be done because those are simple mistakes. That's simple. The guy went and touched the other guy. That's a flag. There's no judgment call there. It's black and white, simple as it can be. And they're missing calls like that. That's when it's a problem. Yeah. But anyway, horrible weekend of one good game. That's all there was.
It was bad, yeah.
And half of the country probably missed it because it was the Jets and Bengals.
Yeah. Yeah. Not too much to remember from this week. Well, there wasn't much to remember in the NFL this week, but there was a ton to remember from last night's Game 3 of the World Series. We have not yet talked about the World Series yet, so it started on Friday. Game 1, the rookie Savage was on the mound, and the Blue Jays took over and went on an absolute hitting tear, kind of like what we saw in the Yankees series.
Yeah.
And defeated the Los Angeles Dodgers. Game 2, Yamamoto throws another gem, a complete game gem, and they win this one 5-1. But honestly, all our talk needs to be about Game 3. 6-5 the final. 3 a.m. Eastern time is when the game ended. 18 innings.
2 complete games.
2 complete games.
Yeah.
I mean, where do you even start? I think we start with the guy who got us to 5-5, Shohei Ohtani. Yesterday, he was up to the plate 9 times, and he got on all 9 times. I know there's intentional walks, but this guy is getting intentionally walked for a reason.
Yeah, he was 4 for 4, and then had 5 intentional walks.
Now I may have gotten a little upset about how much attention he gets and stuff. This guy might end baseball as the greatest player to ever play.
Yeah, he's right there, isn't he? Unbelievable. first couple series, he didn't do anything. He was like really bad. He had like 1 or 2 hits. And that was it.
Then he absolutely came alive in Game 4 against the Brewers.
Against the Brewers, had that awesome pitching and hitting performance. And then he's come alive here, obviously. And you say he had 5 intentional walks, but there should have been 6 intentional walks, where the Blue Jays might have won this game. I have no idea in the 7th inning why they are pitching to Shohei Ohtani.
You cannot have, Sir Anthony Dominguez was the pitcher. He threw a fastball right down Broadway. Game, set, match. We're starting over.
You can't pitch to him there. If there's a really good chance that Toronto wins that game if he doesn't hit that home run. They're up by 1, and they had to get 2 more innings to get outs, but they could have won that game. And why you're pitching to him? Why? And afterwards, John Schneider, the Blue Jays manager, said, "Yep, enough's enough. We're not pitching to him anymore." So we'll see tonight if he actually does. If he means that just in crucial situations, or are they not going to pitch to him at all? That's going to be interesting. That's kind of the Barry Bonds effect that he had when he played.
Kind of, it's just it's all about situation, right? I mean, if first base is open, you're probably not pitching to him.
I don't know why you would.
If you have 2 runners in scoring position or something like that.
I'm pretty sure Betts hits behind him at number 2, and he's not doing anything in this series.
Right. Honestly, the Dodgers need to take that into account, and
maybe they will.
They maybe put Teoscar, Freddie Freeman behind him.
Switch Freeman and Betts.
Freeman and Betts. I mean, right there, that could be your difference maker, because, Freeman yesterday became the first player ever to hit 2 walk-off home runs in the World Series.
As our least favorite announcers, was it him, I think, that said it?
Davis?
Mr. World Series. Didn't he call him Mr. World Series? He's right on with that. That's what he is.
That is correct. Surprisingly, though, Shohei Ohtani did not impress me he did not impress me as much as the Dodgers hidden gem out of the bullpen, Mr. Will Klein. He came in. We've barely seen him all year. I don't think we've seen him yet in the playoffs. Maybe briefly. He came in extras, pitched 70 pitches. He has never thrown over 30 pitches in a game. And here in a Game 3 World Series, where you are playing 18 innings and you have been stuck at 5-5 forever, this guy pitched 4 times, only 1 hit, 5 strikeouts, 2 walks.
Yeah, unbelievable. That's what happens in games like this. You have no choice but to pitch guys that you had no intention of pitching. They have to pitch because you have nobody. Yamamoto, who pitched the game prior to this, was warming up. He
started warming up. Joe Davis didn't even have a proper call for that. His words were, "Oh my gosh."
Yeah.
The guy who just threw a 105-pitch complete game
is warming
up in the bullpen to go in if there's a 19th inning.
Yeah, they didn't have much choice.
If you want to look at it how I'm looking at it, I think just him warming up in the bullpen kind of fired up the guys.
Yeah.
Shows that, he gave all of these. The reason they were able to use all of these arms is because Yamamoto gave them all of them rest. Nobody pitched in that game besides him.
Yeah, so everybody was available in this game. I don't know what it does for tonight's game, but
I don't know who's on the mound today for their either.
Ohtani's
the
pitching.
Blue Jays. Oh, right. Ohtani versus Bieber is the matchup tonight.
So big advantage, LA. Would you expect anything more than Ohtani to go out there and dominate tonight?
Honestly, the game ended 16 hours away from Game 4, and I think Shohei Ohtani is going to go out there and pitch normally.
This game ended shortly before I had to get up to go to work.
Did you watch this game?
No, I watched to the 8th or 9th inning, and then that was it.
So, just for some crazy facts about this game, we could go on all day. This game ended. This game was going on 3 hours and then some after Monday Night Football ended.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And they both started. This game actually started before Monday Night Football.
This game started right at 8. Monday Night Football didn't start till like 8:20.
Yeah.
And crazy. That's even imagine if they still had the no pitch clock. How long this game would still be going on right now?
Probably.
That's with the pitch clock. Oh my God.
Honestly, since I don't know if you can say this, but as a Yankees fan, I don't care who wins this. Probably got to root for the Dodgers, which is what I've been doing, but I hate rooting for either of them. But I honestly just wanted this game to keep going and going and going. I don't know, something about these late games. Obviously not for you because you got work, but it's kind of nice to see this, especially playoff time. These long games, both teams fighting for just
so much drama. I mean, inning after inning of drama. There's nothing better than playoff baseball. The drama goes to unbelievable heights.
And if you're a pitcher, if you let a run on, that could be it.
Every pitch has drama. Every single pitch. That's what's so great about playoff baseball.
So the Dodgers win a absolute thrilling Game 3, and 2 hours away from right now, they are going to be playing Game 4.
Yeah, unbelievable.
This is gotta love it. Gotta love playoff baseball. And with that, we take you into an action-packed plays of the week. That our first play of the week, of course, from Game 3 last night. It's Will Klein on the mound. Pitch to Schneider. Oh, look what I found. Will Klein, a Game 3 hero.
Unbelievable.
Coming from Dodgers and Toronto again. Ohtani, are you not entertained? Tied at 5.
Comes up big again. You cannot pitch to that guy. You just can't.
Oh my, his 8th home run of the postseason. I mean, there's nothing more to say about this guy. I mean, I don't know. What can you say? He's proved it all. Coming from Colton Titans, Jones, hands off. Jonathan Taylor, breaking one free to the outside. Jonathan Taylor, one man to beat. He's done it again. Touchdown, Indy.
What a season for Jonathan Taylor. He just can't be stopped.
He is dominant. I mean, Dad, it's almost like when Jonathan Taylor gets the ball, you're expecting him to break a big one.
Look at the blocking there. That offensive line is awesome. What a combination they have there. Like, he wasn't really even touched.
The offensive line for the Colts, Jonathan Taylor, good luck. Coming from Jets and Bengals, you were right. It's popping up. Fields, a toss to Breece Hall. Gonna run it. Oh no, pump fake. Throw to the end zone. Upstairs. Touchdown. Mason Taylor for the Jets.
What a play. He thought about not throwing that.
Pump fake. Upstairs. Not Fields. Not Tyrod. It's Breece Hall behind center.
What a play.
Coming from Commanders and Chiefs, Mariota just going to float it to the end zone. Looking for McLaurin. Feet down. He's in there. The refs standing right there. Missed it.
Of course they did.
But what a toe tap from McLaurin.
What a play.
And finally, it's only fitting that we end with this play right here. 5-5. Bottom of the 18th. Full count. Freeman up to the plate. Facing a lefty. Here's the pitch. Freeman to deep center field. Varsho on his way back. At the wall. He leaps. It is gone. Freddie Freeman has done it again.
Who else? Who else did you think was going to do that?
Brendan Little, Nestor Cortez knows exactly how you feel. This guy just continues to do it over and over again. And Joe Davis, you are right, Mr. World Series does it again. And finally, the Blue Jays and Dodgers can go to sleep. How about those fans, huh?
They stayed, yeah.
Getting 2 games out of paying for 1.
Absolutely. I'd miss work if I had to for that, definitely. That's got to be crushing to the Blue Jays to lose a game like that.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, you had all the momentum, the Ohtani home run we saw earlier, and then Freddie Freeman finishes the job about 11 innings later. Well, Dad, that's the end of today's episode. But who was your top performer and biggest disappointer?
My biggest disappointment is the entire Pittsburgh Steelers defense. I can't single any one player out. I think they all, as a collective unit, were just horrible in that second half. I got to go with them for my worst performer. Top performer, you just saw him. Freddie Freeman. Walk-off home run. I got to give it to him.
Great pick. For my biggest disappointment, it sucks I have to give it to him. But I'm going to have to go with the Blue Jays and John Schneider for deciding to pitch to Ohtani in the 7th inning.
Yeah, I got to agree.
That decision's definitely came back to bite them a while later. My top performer is probably going to have to be Will Klein.
I like it.
He showed up when he definitely was not expecting to get the call, and he did everything Dave Roberts needed out of him, and definitely, John Smoltz on the broadcast said it best. If I was the Blue or Dodgers, I give him a 4-year right now.
Yeah, it's probably, I'm going to go out on a limb here, probably the only time he's going to be the top performer of the week. So
that's why I wanted to use him right there.
Yep.
But with that will end today's episode. Once again, I'm Preston. That's my father, Mike, and we'll see you guys in the next one. Goodbye.